energy. Depression is a bitch that won't stop texting me.
Hi everybody, welcome back. So today I was gonna do a different kind of video, and then I was like, I got really sick and I was hoping that I could even film today, so I'm glad to even just be filming, but I couldn't do my prep that I needed to do for that video, and if I sound a little it's because I'm a little sick, and that's why. So I decided to gather questions that I get from time to time in my DMs that nobody asks publicly or in the comments or stuff like that, and answer it as kind of like a Q&A type of thing. So we can just do a sit down, me telling my feelings type of thing, because that used to be an almost every week thing, and now I don't do that so much. So let's see if I still got it. My mustache is sweating. Oh, it's still so hot this whole week. It went so cold and then got so hot so fast. Before I start though, I do want to tell you guys, and I'm gonna like your ear off with this until Friday. Make sure that if you are in the US and you want to enter my giveaway, it is ending this Saturday at midnight Eastern time. So I'll leave that link down below along with all of my details if you're wondering about anything. I did a whole different kind of beauty makeup routine for this look that I wasn't used to myself. So I'll have those products that I used and everything about me down below in the description box as well. So let's go ahead and take a look into my DMs that I don't go very often because it's scary. I was not lying when I say that I don't go into my DMs very often, and that is because the DMs are full of spam, scam artists, haters, trolls, people that are asking questions because they know, like in the personal DMs, because they know that it's not really respectful to ask publicly, or they don't even want to be seen asking that publicly, and I kind of can understand that. So I wanted to answer these, and I'll keep it anonymous for you guys, since you did do it all personal. I hear a baby bird. Sorry, I have my window open, but I hear a baby birdie. Why is there a baby birdie right now? It's like winter. Anyway, okay, I wrote them down. I wrote the questions down that I found that weren't too atrocious. But the first one said, do you really send giveaway items? Do I really send giveaway items? I guess I can allow the people who have won giveaways from me, if they watch this video, to, you know, speak their mind on that, as if I send them or not. Sometimes, and especially lately, and I'm sorry for that, but that's because our funds had come and go quite quickly because it's such a weird situation after COVID for us. But I'm a little late sending them, maybe like a week, and I don't like that because I want to send it out the next day that I get the information, and that's, my anxiety likes that. So that's been something I'm struggling with, having to wait a little bit in order to send them out. But yes, I have always sent out my giveaways. I mean, I wouldn't have room to keep it. Alright, the next one. If you're so broke, why do you do YouTube? And I get this one a lot. I actually saw this one in different various ways of saying it in my DM. I'm broke. We know this. I mean, my channel is run off the BBB Fam, and if you are newer here, that is the Broke Bitch Boat family. And that's why I say BBB. Because most of us who are on this channel, watch this channel in some way or some fashion, we're broke. But we still want to look like we're not. And that's okay. That's everybody. Everybody's trying to do that. Everybody's trying to insinuate that they're one step above where they really are. And that's where all of that pretend Instagram-y type stuff comes into play. I started YouTube because I became a stay-at-home mother. I was working as a nurse's assistant in a nursing home for a while. And I really liked that job. Really liked that job because it's kind of the exact same thing that I did for my dad. I was good at it. I'm a good worker, but I got pregnant with my son, and it was extremely like, you can't lift, you can't do this, you can't do that, because I had just had a miscarriage before conceiving him. So I had to quit that and become a stay-at-home mom. And that change made us very teetering, very much on finances. So I actually started YouTube at my brokest. And that was because I was so lonely being a stay-at-home mom when I was so used to being so social and working and having friends and going out and doing stuff like that. I was going insane. So I wanted to start a channel, and I thought, well, what do I like the most? What brings me the most joy? And it was always makeup, and it was always beauty related items and finding the best deal, because, you know, I'm broke, but I don't want to look broke. So, you know, that's how that all came to play. And then I was like, you know what? I have no one in my life that relates to the way that I feel about beauty. They're all kind of like tomboys or people that just don't really care. Or just wear a tiny bit of makeup, so it's like hopping on YouTube to watch tutorials isn't their thing. So I was like, I gotta get on there and make a channel and make friends. So it was to start a channel to not go crazy, to keep me preoccupied, and to make friends. So that's what it all started down to. And I didn't even know you could make money or when you would make money off of YouTube when I started. And I didn't for years after that too. So yeah, I'm broke, but I do what I can when I can. You know, I don't overdo it anymore. I don't try to keep up with the Joneses anymore. And that's really where I've found my happiness. You can be broke and still do YouTube. You can. You can do it off your phone. You can do it off whatever you want. So I don't think being broke has anything to do with it. I'm pretty sure we're okay with being broke, rich, anywhere in between, and still being on YouTube. Okay, the next one. Then this one I get a lot too, in all different fashions. What all mental illnesses do you have, and why? Is it a hereditary thing or situational? And I wrote that down because I did get a DM from someone who I believe is either studying in the field of psychology or therapy or whatever, because the way that they wrote it was more professional, or like they knew. So I liked that one. I felt more of a kinship with that one. And so what all mental illnesses do I have? Well, I can't really tell you all of it, because I'm sure that there are other things that have not been diagnosed yet, as of yet. But as of now, I have bipolar type 1, which is the scariest version, I believe, type 1. Thankfully, I have a good support system, so I'm usually someone with type 1 will go inpatient once or twice a year. Thankfully, I don't do that because I have such good support. I have BPD, which is borderline personality disorder. I have anxiety disorder, which is an extreme, they called it extreme clinical social / something anxiety I've had since I was 6 years old, and that's why I got hives from the age of 6 to 14 that took over my life and almost killed me, were because I had such anxiety, but there was no trauma at that time to explain it. I was never abused in any kind of way. My parents didn't even spank us, so it was a little weird how it popped up and how it came about. And with the hereditary or situational, it's both. My bipolar popped up in a situation of trauma when I was 17. I had like a situation of trauma after trauma after trauma between 17 and 21, I would say, is really where my mind felt like it broke. With the BPD, that was a little bit before and during where that popped up. And that was because every relationship that meant something to me, family-wise, relationship-wise, in that time, completely did a 180 and flipped on me. And so my view of relationships and friendships and things like that just got so distorted that popped up. So I have OCD, which is overcompulsive disorder, and I will braid my hair. And that's why my hair, which some of you may think that this is a lot of hair, this is actually only 25% of the volume of my hair that I used to have a year ago. And that's because my hair is falling out at a dramatic rate. And it's because of the OCD, and which I have OCD and trichotillomania. So trichotillomania is a lot like dermatillomania, which is what Colleen Ballinger has, Miranda Sings, where she picks at her skin, and I have that a little bit. If it's triggered, I have it a little bit. But this is more with just taking my hair in the tiniest bit I can get and braiding it. And sometimes it knots and I have to rip it out. And that's where that became an issue. So I have that as well. And gosh, I try not to think about it. I think that's it, really. I just have bipolar, BBD, OCD, anxiety. Like, and I'm pretty sure I have agoraphobia at this point because of COVID and everything, but I haven't had that diagnosed. I've only talked to my doctor about it once, and they brought it up, and I didn't know where I wanted to be placed with that just yet, but they might be on to something. So I do have it genetically because my siblings, my older brother, my older half-brother has some genetic, emotional and mental disorders and stuff like that. So it does come down through a hereditary genetic type of thing, which I think predisposed me to a situational traumatic boom of all of it to be triggered. So yeah. The next question: how do you deal with your kids having issues too? I loved how they wrote that. We just say things as they are. I'm a realist. That's how I categorize myself. That's how I explain myself. I'm a realist. It is what it is, as long as it is the truth. How do you deal with your kids having issues too? My children do. My son just recently got diagnosed with ADD. My daughter has ADHD, bipolar, anxiety, just like me. And then my youngest is autistic. And who knows what else he may get on top of the autism as well. How do you deal with it? Very slowly. It's very hard. It is very hard that all three of them have something that they're trying to climb over. There's a lot of guilt that comes with that I couldn't save them from that. That might be my fault. You really have to push that aside so you can help them get through life. So what I try to do is take everything that I've learned in my 35, almost 36 years of life, and at least, a good 20 years of dealing with the mental and stuff like that of it. I try to help them figure out how to find their own way to cope with being out in society and dealing with mental illness. And I'm actually pretty good at it, I think, because even though we're all a little woo-hoo, we love each other, and they are all amazing children. Like, they love with all of their heart. So, I guess that's really all that matters. The next one: are you constantly sponsored by ShopMissA? Do they own your channel? They do not own my channel, okay? They own my soul. I'm telling you, I'm begging you, if you're someone that you guys probably got the sass off of that. I wrote it exactly how she put it. You guys, I beg you to look back at my first video that I made. I have not removed one video I've made. Go back all the way to the very first one, which was a long time ago, but see if you can find it and tell me what it was. I can tell you, it was a ShopMissA haul. And I started my channel over a decade ago on ShopMissA because I love them. And believe me, even at that time they were blown up, they do not sponsor people because they don't need to. They never did. They blew up and just, it was a constant, it's always a constant for them. Like, they do very well, and that's why they're expanding so much now. I'm not constantly sponsored by them. I'm an affiliate. So there is a difference. Being sponsored is usually a one video, one type of thing. Unless you have a contract, like with HelloFresh, like how Nicole Guerrero does her one monthly vlog, and she always has her HelloFresh sponsor put in that, and I think they have a yearly contract or at least a bi-monthly contract for that sponsorship, but I believe she's probably also an affiliate for them. And so I'm an affiliate, and that's different. That's basically working for that company freelance. So if you guys click on my links, I get a really small commission, but it does add up, and it does help me repurchase things on the site. because I love talking about it. And if I do get a lot of commissions that month, I get what they call is like a top affiliate, and they will send us a code for $35. So maybe it's definitely not enough for them to run this. Okay, I run my mouth. All right, and the last question here that I wrote down: what do you think of the beauty community these days? I thought this was a good question because I sort of very publicly stepped back away from a lot of things that I did on my channel when I took a break and came back. And no one really asked me about it publicly. No one has said anything. And I never talked about it. But yeah, it was actually very social in the beauty community. I had what we do on Wednesdays, which was Chat Spat, where we talked about people in that community and things we did not like that were happening in this community. If I'm even part of it still, I'm not really sure, okay? Because I took a break and I had a lot of friends, but to be honest, I've only truly had a handful of them that when I took a break kept in touch. When I took a break, actually still supported my channel and me. When I came back, all of those supposed YouTube beauty friends, all the people that had channels, and these are larger channels, 2 smaller channels, they acted like I was a ghost. Like, they never knew me, they don't watch me, they don't talk about me, they kind of clicked. They formed a clique and like just moved on with themselves. And I think that happens in every portion of the YouTube beauty community. From the smaller micro influencers like me to the middle ground ones, and then the higher ones up closer to 1 million subscribers. The ones that will talk to you and support you and give you a shout out and stuff. The stuff that really gives your channel a kick and helps you. I had a lot of people like that, and I thought I had a really good friend support system on YouTube. But the second that I had a personal problem, they all just kind of ran, just chased tail, like, whew, gone. And I actually don't really talk to anybody on YouTube anymore, and it really makes me sad. I don't have any bad feelings against anybody. Like, I want that friendship, I want all of that to happen still, but like I said, I'm like a ghost. Nobody tries to contact me, no one asks to collaborate with me, no one supports me anymore that I notice. You know, I don't see a lot of those channels commenting or liking my posts, you know, like, it's just kind of like I'm in a little tiny slot all by myself. And after being on YouTube for so long, I'm not so sure that I hate it because there was so much drama and there's so much fakeness, and I don't want to be friends with someone who, if I actually have a true life problem, drops my ass because I haven't shown enough growth to be of any use. That's all I'm going to say about that. Alright, I am sweating. I'm sweating. I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much for sitting through this. If you guys have any more questions, personal or not, if you want to slide into my DMs or leave them down below, maybe I can do this again. Let me know if you want a part 2 to this, and we can continue to do that. Like I said before, if you can enter the giveaway, please do. That link is down below, along with my details on everything, my nails, all the goods, down below in the description box for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.